All right, so we're down here again. I'm going to repeat the test I did yesterday just for some additional data. And since I had a problem with one of the two cartridges in the Umerix 2 times 12 gram didn't puncture. I didn't notice that until off camera afterwards, which that would explain my low shot count. So hopefully I'll be able to get them both to puncture today. I'm going to have to give it a harder hit initially. It seems like if you don't hit it hard enough the first time, once one of the cartridges pressure rises, it's difficult to hit it again and ensure both cartridges are punctured. You know, trying to puncture under pressure is difficult with this setup. That's primarily the reason why I have the on and off switch, the on and off as well, so that I can puncture the CO2 in the handle and be able to compartmentalize it in a sense, and puncture the 212 grams in the Umerix cylinder as well. Otherwise, if I didn't have that there, it would be nearly impossible to puncture all three of those cartridges, since the first one you puncture will back pressure the others, and it just makes it very, very difficult. Impossible, maybe I shouldn't say impossible, but difficult, yes. I've been doing this for a few months now, using the 3 times 12 gram setup, and that's exactly why I put a on and off in circuit. Also, it's good to have it in case you get a jam or something like that. You don't have to vent all your gas. You can turn it off and then just vent enough gas to drop the bolt back, and then, you know, save some of that gas. So we'll try it again. I've had three preheat cycles completed on the 2 12 grams that are in the Umerix cylinder with the CO2 preheater. So hopefully I'll have a little more pressure today than I did yesterday as well. Again, with only one CO2 punctured in the cylinder, could explain why my pressure was lower than what I normally see. So, and we're gonna leave the heater going. Right now it's off cycle. We just have the power light on. So I'm gonna do what I usually do, which is start by puncturing the handle CO2 first with this off, the on and off. All right, we got a good puncture. Not hearing any leaks. And digital meter is showing a back pressure from the CO2 in the handle of 770.7, it looks like. That'll probably climb a little bit anyways. All right, now let's see if I can puncture the 2 in the Umerix. All right, 4th cycle, heat active light just turned on, so we got a 4th heating cycle. This all feels warm. So ideally we should be up somewhere around 95 to 100 Fahrenheit inside here. These cartridges should be warmed up to that point. So let's see if I can get this thing to puncture. All right. I slammed that sucker good. All those round circles there, notches are popped up. So I feel pretty comfortable. Actually, yeah, I feel really comfortable because I haven't turned the on and off valve on yet. But the gauge that's on the line side of that valve is picking up, it looks like 1,000 PSI. So much better improvement from yesterday. Only had 800. And then I think it creeped up to maybe a little around 9 once I turned the switch on. So now we got about 800. Excuse me. Now we got, actually, it's over 1,000 now. Okay, so now I'm going to turn that on and off on, and we should see an increase back here at the working pressure. Digital shows 807 right now. Okay, I'm going to turn this on, see what we get. All right. All right. tough to turn that thing under pressure too. The GOG definitely works better, but the GOG doesn't come with a gauge, so I'd have to figure something else out. And I definitely like monitoring pressure before and after that switch. Excuse me, that on and off valve. All right, so after I turned it on, it dropped from 1100 down to about 900 on the line side gauge. That's what I'm calling the line side gauge, okay? The back gauge, the digital, I'm calling the working pressure gauge. All right. Everything's nice and warm. And it looks like we got 1030 on there. 1034. Okay, 1034. So that's much better. That also tells me both of those cartridges did puncture. Okay, and everything's nice and warm. Everything's good. I put my secondary lithium-ion battery pack over here. That's a little warm too. That's definitely doing some work. I moved it from the stock. I used to have it at the back of the stock, Velcroed here to the front, just to neaten it up a little bit. Plus, this stock setup's a little longer than it was with the Falcon expansion stock. All right. So yesterday, I was able to determine, since I deleted the expansion chamber, it was a very large expansion chamber in the back of the Vulcan car stock. Since I deleted that out of the system and run direct pressure now to the back of the X-68's bolt and valve assembly, it seemed to have resolved the issue with my mag drops with the 9.9 gram riot balls of heavy ammo. So I'm going to repeat that test today. I'm not going to bother putting a piece of tape as a service loop to catch it, because I feel pretty confident that my problem was the longer barrel in conjunction with a very large expansion chamber in the back, that extra volume. So we'll verify that now and see how it goes. Although I still want a drum mag, because I think it would be cool and I wouldn't have to reload. So we're going to put our first mag of 6 9.9 gram riot balls. All right, we are hot. Let's get our chrono. And let's wake up the gauge again. All right, 1001 PSI. 1001 PSI, Space Odyssey. Maybe you get that movie reference, I don't know. Let's turn on the laser. Let's see. All right, mag 1, shot 1, 9.9 gram riot balls, 1000 PSI. CO2. 36 grams of CO2. Well, not at 1000 PSI, it didn't fix that. 492 feet per second. The mag dropped, balls everywhere. I guess I should have put the tape across it. But pretty good power. All right. Geez, a crazy mess in here. I'm going to turn the preheater off. And let's put her back down for a minute. Doesn't appear to be anything in the breech. Actually, let's keep it warm. All right. Hopefully I didn't get any damage on this thing. Looks like it survived. Looks like it survived. So that was one shot. I'm going to have to watch for that. We'll see how much. I guess 1000 PSI is kind of a lot. For this gun anyways, I don't know. It's a lot for this gun. I know I lost a couple more. Oh, here we go. All right, let's see. I think I got only shot. There's 5. All right, I'm gonna do a little tape service loop. That was crazy. All right, The line side gauge dropped down to, it's just a little under 900 psi there. I'm going to put the remaining five in here and see if I could put a little service loop. That was pretty crazy. Again, I don't want to tape the mag in, because if I tape it in, I found that out the hard way. That's how I destroyed a Fowler on a mag. So I don't want to do that. You know, maybe I had a viewer recommend drilling a few small holes in the bottom of the magazine to allow air pressure to escape. I'm going to probably try that next. I mean, not right now, but, you know, maybe tonight I'll do that and try something with that. All right, so I got a little, what I'm calling a service loop. It's not meant to hold the mag in, it's just meant to keep the mag from fully falling out. Okay, so it doesn't bounce right the hell out like that last one just did. So usually this problem clears up after maybe 3 shots. So after this mag's spent, I should be low enough pressure where it shouldn't be an issue. So I thought I had fixed it. I made it better. I fixed it if I'm going to run regular pressures, like 800, 850. But if I'm going to run 1,000 or more, yeah, I still have a problem. Got 962 psi left, working pressure. All right, let's see, shot 2. Mag 1, shot 2. Let's try it again. Shot 2. I took my finger off the button, so I missed that reading. The mag did drop, but the tape caught it, as you can see here. Okay. The tape caught it, so it did what I needed it to do. All right. Unfortunately, my finger slipped off the button, so I couldn't capture the feet per second. Let's try it again. Mag 1, shot 3. 468 feet per second, and that service loop didn't hold up. This is turning into a show. Holy cow. All right. Yeah, I just lost the pin on that one. Pin came right out of the piece here. I'm going to have to put that one back together at some point. All right. Too much power? I don't know. Too much power? I mean, you guys, some of you guys are shooting much higher power. Dan's shooting higher power. Brandon's shooting higher power. Hell, probably a bunch of you that I don't even know yet are shooting a lot more power than this, Jules. I don't know what's going on with my gun. It just does not, just keep spitting mags. Spitting mags. I need a drum mag. I gotta get my hands on a drum mag. I don't know what else to say. I am gonna try putting some small holes in the other magazines and see if that helps. I don't see anything in the breech. All right. I'm going to put that service loop in again, since that's only been 2 shots, and I still might be over my pressure. I'm going to try mag 2. Service loop worked the first time, but I don't know, maybe it wasn't sticky enough the second time, I don't know. I need to catch it, hold it with my hand a little better, maybe. First time it worked, I think I had my hand around it. All right, it's still nice and warm. We got about 6, 7, 8, about 800 on the input side. 933.8 PSI on the digital working pressure. Let's see if I can hold it a little lower. Maybe I can hold that tape. All right. This is mag 2. I'm going to be shot 1. The first mag, it's broken. It's further broken, so we ain't going to be able to shoot the rest of the rounds out of that one. So mag 2, shot 1. 933 PSI on the digital. .462 feet per second. All right. That time the tape stayed, probably because I got my hand around it, my pinkies around it. Try it again. Mag 2, shot 2. 909 PSI on the digital. 456 feet per second. Mag dropped again, but the tape kept it from falling out. Put it back in. This is what, shot 3, mag 2. 891 PSI. I'm going to see if I can figure out what PSI it stops bouncing the mag out. Here's shot 3, I think it is. Shot 3, 895 PSI. 440 feet per second. All right. At that PSI, it didn't drop out. I'm going to keep the tape on there for now anyway, just to see. All right. We got 872. So somewhere around a little under 900 PSI, it's not developing enough pressure to be a problem with blasting the mags out, I guess. I don't know. It's probably a scientific term for that. So, all right, this is going to be shot 4, I believe. Mag 2, shot 4. 428 feet per second. Shot 5. 416 feet per second. It should be shot 6. 416 feet per second. And I think that's it in this mag. I should not need the tape from here out. Let's hope this magazine ain't destroyed. Okay? Let's hope it's not destroyed. Because I already got one that's freaking wasted. Yeah, it's all right. The pin came out of the pin right here. I forget what they call this part. Is it a mag detent, I guess you'd call it? Yeah, I guess you'd call it. The pin came right out. I think I saw where the pin went, so I might be able to put it back together. It doesn't look like anything broke, but I could be mistaken on that, but we'll see. We'll see. All right. Let's go. I want to be able to get all 18 rounds out, so I may reload one of these other mags that ain't busted again. I forget how many I shot so far, but all right, so we'll put in another mag of 9.9 gram riot balls. Mag 3, shot 1. And let's check what the PSI is. 830. So now we're at a nice comfortable 830. Let's turn the heater off. I don't think we need that anymore. We already punctured them, so. All right, shot 1, mag 3, 830 PSI. No expansion chamber on the back of this now. 414 feet per second. Shot 2. 400 feet per second. Shot 3. 384 feet per second. Shot 4. 378 feet per second. Shot 5. 362 feet per second, and shot 6, 352 feet per second. Sitting at about 600 psi on the line side gauge, 600. And we got 646 working pressure on the digital gauge, 646. So I should be able to get the 3 mags. Clearly my problem yesterday was that only one of the 2 cartridges in the Umeric cylinder actually bothered to puncture. Okay, today pushing 1100 psi with the 2 mags, the 2 cylinders, the 2 CO2 cartridges in the Umeric cylinder that were preheated to 104 degrees Fahrenheit or 40 degrees Celsius. They developed about 1100 psi. After I closed the on and off valve or turned it on, then we were getting about a little over 1000 psi working pressure from the preheated CO2. The gun, well, it spits mags even without the expansion chamber under that pressure apparently. So we're still in need of a drum mag. Unless we can get it, we can find some success by drilling some small holes in the bottom of these magazines and hopefully allowing some pressure to escape rather than it pushing the mag right out. That'll be the next thing I try while I wait for the availability of a drum mag. This magazine's okay. Thankfully, I only got one I got to repair today. All right, so I'm going to load another 6 rounds. I lost track of my count, so I'm not exactly sure how many I've shot so far. Out of that first mag. I mean, I know I got 2 other mags I shot all 6 rounds out of, no problem. So I know I got 12. And then I'm just not sure about the first mag. Dog hair all over these things. This is why I don't want the dogs in this area. There'll be another room in the house that I gotta vacuum every day, right? Crazy. All right. So I got 3 in there. There's 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I'm not quite at 18, although I'm sure I'm going to make that, surpass that, because I still have a decent amount of pressure left now. But let's see what another 6 will do. That'll at least bring us to the 18 if I get through these 6, and then some, right? Because I fired, what, 2 or 3? At least 2 before that first mag came out and broke. Prior to that happening, it was dropping down into the tape, but the tape was catching it. Well, I did drop it once, but it didn't get damaged. It was the second time it happened. Get myself spun around here. Anyways, let's see if we can get more. I know I'm going to get more than... I'm sure I'm going to get the 18. I think I need 2 more shots to get the 18 at 285 feet per second or greater, which was going back to my original goals on this design. 36 grams CO2. So let's do that. I'm not going to bother chrono and the rest of these because I've done enough tests. You guys can look at videos if you're curious what power I was getting over the course of an 18-round spread. You know, I was going anywhere from 105 joules starting with all the way down to, I think, 33 joules the last shot. Feet per second. I think I had a high of 7... Excuse me, what am I talking about? 7? I wish. Gun would melt down before I got that, probably. No, I was getting a high of like 478, I think, or 468, and then a low. My last shot was like over 300 feet per second. So, and that was with the heavies, the heavy 9.9 gram. So there's plenty of videos if you want to look. Awesome spreads I was getting out of this. Really good consistency from CO2 in this design of 312 grams, or a total of 36 grams, with 2 of them being preheated with the higher pressures. So I'm just gonna shoot these 6 just to make sure I can see what I can get out of the rest of this. Anyways, yeah, 646 psi working pressure. And I don't have to worry about the magazines dropping because the pressure's way too low for that. Shot 1, mag 4. Shot 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, it's all 6 of those. We're down to 383 PSI. We'll just dry fire a couple times. 1. That's it. Dead. So I would have got 7 shots, but that last one would have been pretty low pressure. Or low feet per second. Well, degas from the handle until that drops. All right. I'm sure they all punctured, but this time I'm going to check them on camera just so that you guys can see. Still hit and miss sometimes with this Umerix 2x12 gram, and this is using their cartridges, by the way. I mean, I had a problem, you know, quite honestly, it was expected when I was using the Crossman cartridges. But I've been using Umerix now, so you would think it's designed around the size of those cartridges and it would be flawless, but it's not. Even with that spacer, which I had in there yesterday, and I have it in there again today, you saw me. You gotta slam that thing to ensure both of those get punctured. So, never usually a problem with the handle, puncturing the one in the handle, unless you don't have an on and off in circuit and you're trying to puncture it under pressure, back pressure or something, but no problem there. All right, with this one here, the 2 in the Umerix cylinder, we're gonna go last in, first out. We'll check that one. Last in, first out. Good puncture, ain't a massive tear in the space-time continuum or anything, but actually it's not bad. Yeah, it's a good tear, I guess. Guess it is a good tear. All right, that was last in, first out. This is the little plastic spacer I'm using. I tried 2 of these, but it won't work with 2 of them. So this seems to be the best I can come up with. Won't fit 2. First in, last out. Good puncture, okay? So when using these, you really got to hit them hard, okay? But at least we got it punctured. I was able to, with the preheater, I was able to get it up to a good 1100 PSI at least. At least that's what was showing on the line side gauge. And then we were shooting with working pressure of over 1,000, just a little over 1,000 PSI. All right, oily hands. All right, so that is my X-68 Stormtrooper on 1,000 PSI directly into the rear of the ASA. That's what it does. That's what it does for the first couple shots. It develops a lot of pressure even without the expansion chamber on the back. So yeah, at the end of the day, I think I need a drum mag. Being that a drum mag has a different spring setup in it, different fouler, probably has the space for those bounce, that heavy ammo to bounce and not break anything in there. At least that's what I'm hoping. So at least that's what some other guys have used and to resolve it. I will try drilling a few small holes in the bottom of the mags. I mean, why the hell not? At this point, these magazines have been busted and repaired how many times? You know, I got 3 mags that have been broken in various ways, and I've had to limp them back together with Band-Aids. So I'll at least take one, drill a couple small holes in it, and see if that subscriber of mine, you know, try it anyway, see if it helps anything. So anyways, here we are. That's all we got. Thank you for watching. Peace out.